EA Sports really doesn't explain anything when it comes to Dynasty Mode, like why I can't get job offers. Why are some schools completely off limits? Last year, we had to figure out through Reddit that job offers are tied to your coaching pipeline, the one you pick when you first create your coach. And the worst part, you can't even change it. That system might be the most unnecessarily rigid part of Dynasty Mode, the coaching carousel. So today, let's talk about how to fix it. While we're at it, we'll add in dynamic recruiting and job security. How can we make it better for CFB 26? Well, going forward. Let's start with the biggest issue, the coaching pipeline. Right now, your pipeline doesn't influence your job offers, it determines them, and that makes no sense. You're telling me if I'm at UL Monroe, win 10 straight national titles, but my pipeline is big sky, I won't be offered the Miami job? Be for real. Your pipeline, prestige, and scheme should influence who wants to hire you, not completely block you. Nick Saban could coach anywhere. Kalen DeBoer went from Washington to Alabama. Rich Rodriguez went from West Virginia to Michigan. Success should be the main factor, not what states your imaginary coaching pipeline happens to include. Speaking of pipelines, let me just touch on dynamic pipelines real quick. Can we make recruiting pipelines dynamic again? It's actually a huge opportunity for EA to bring back depth. Right now, pipelines are static. They never move, but they should be alive. If I don't recruit anyone from my tier 5 state for 2 or 3 years, maybe that pipeline slowly drops to tier 3. If I'm a small school recruiting out of my region, I should be able to build up the pipeline over time. Maybe if I land 10 players from Florida, I can move up to tier 1 or tier 2. And you can still reserve tier 4 and 5 for national powerhouses or schools with decades of history there. If I beat a school head-to-head in recruiting battles or dominate them on the field, that should also give me a small reputation boost in that state, in that region. The point is, you can make recruiting pipelines dynamic, gradual, and logical, not all or nothing. Back to the coaching carousel. Let's talk about it. The whole system feels like it hasn't changed. We should be able to apply to open jobs, not just sit around and hope for a random defensive coordinator offer. And when we do get rejected, there should be transparency. Was my scheme a bad fit? Did my prestige not match the school? Was it because of my pipeline? The alma mater thing should influence job offers, not block them. If a school values it, cool. Maybe it lowers the requirements, but it shouldn't stop me from being hired completely. We shouldn't have to rely on Reddit threads and spreadsheets just to understand how this system works. Let's continue on about how coordinators need actual roles. Choosing to be a coordinator right now is pointless. If I'm recruiting both sides of the ball, setting both depth charts, playing both sides of the ball, what am I actually coordinating? If I'm an offensive coordinator, I should only have control on my side of the ball. I should be graded based on clear metrics like points per game, offensive yards, maybe turnover differential. Same thing for defensive coordinators. Those results should directly affect my job security and job offers. Show some type of actual career progression. There should be challenges unique to each. Mid-season firings and coaching transitions. This is one of the biggest missing pieces. In real college football, coaches get fired mid-season all the time, and coordinators take over as interim head coaches. That should absolutely be in the game. If you take over mid-season, your expectations should adjust, right? If you're replacing a successful coach who left for a better job, your pressure stays high or gets higher. If you're replacing a coach who got fired, the bar could be lower, but you've got a short window to prove yourself. If you win out, you might win the permanent job. Collapsing, you're out of there. That's how college football actually works, and it would add a ton of realism and tension to Dynasty Mode. Now, job security and contracts. This, part of it is just so ancient. We've had the same 1 or 2 goals for over a decade, right? Make a bowl game, win 10 games. That's lazy. There should be multiple factors to job security, right? Rivalry wins should affect it differently than major upsets or losing to an FCS team or home losses, recruiting goals. All of these things could influence your job security, right? And if that happens, the harder to get fired coaching boost suddenly means something. It adds stakes to every game and every recruiting battle. And just to wrap things up, one of the biggest problems, EA never explains anything, and it goes for more than just coaching. Half of what we know about pipelines, hiring logic, comes from Reddit and community testing. That's unacceptable for a modern sports sim. Give us an in-game guide, a proper help screen. We shouldn't have to guess, poke around, prod around for how every major mechanic works. So to wrap up my final thoughts, pipelines should be dynamic, not permanent. Coaches should be able to apply for jobs, whether it's head coaching or coordinating. Coordinators should have clear roles, unique challenges, and metrics. Mid-season firings and interim takeovers should exist. Job contracts need to have way more depth and be revamped totally. And EA needs to start explaining its systems. Right now, it's not really a carousel, right? There's not any madness or randomness. Anyway, if you made it this far into the video, like and subscribe. More videos coming soon. Peace.